Okay, so we're going to see how we close permanent accounts and temporary accounts. So for permanent accounts, where's this thing? The permanent accounts are found on the balance sheet. Anything that is an asset, contra asset, anything that's a liability or a contra liability, and anything that is capital or contra capital, that is a permanent account. So this is how we close a permanent account. For example, let's say, oops, that's a bent line. The cash account. Okay. This is an asset account. So we have our debit side here and our credit side here. Let's say we have 1,000 here, 500 here. So we have 300 here and 200 here. So the first thing that we need to do, we need to total up our debit side and the credit side. 1,000 plus 500, we get 1,500. 300 plus 200, we get 500. So from the higher amount amongst the two, we can see it's the debit side. So we put it here, 1,500, and we put it here, 1,500. Okay, so here we're going to subtract the total of the debit minus the total of the credit. Okay, it depends which side is higher. If it's the credit side that's higher, then you subtract the total side of the credit minus the total side of the debit. But in this case, the debit side is higher. So we subtract debit minus credit. So we're going to say 1,500 minus 500. Our difference is 500. So this difference that we've got, we're going to put it on the lower side. In this case, the credit side is the lower side. All right, so we're going to put this 500 on the lower side. So at the end of the month or at the end of the year, you're going to put your balance carried down. Okay, so if the end of the month is the 31st January, say the balance carried down at 31st January, 31st December. Okay, the balance carried down is always attached to at the end of a period. We're going to say the balance carried down is 500. Then at the beginning of the next period, okay, we're going to bring our balance brought down. So we'll say, so if our balance carried down was on the 31st of January, our balance brought down will be on the 1st of February. Yes? Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, ish. Your 1,500 minus. Oh, that's 1,000. Okay. Thank you, madam. Ish. Sorry. It's 1,000 here. Thank you for that observation. Because people would have really got confused. How did that 500 really come about? Yes. So the balance carried it down, end of the month, year, balance brought down at the beginning. So on the trial balance, all right, for the cash account, you're going to put it on the debit side. So where the balance brought down falls, that's the side is going to be on the trial balance. So for this cash account, when you open up your trial balance on the cash account, it's going to be on there. I mean, yeah, for the cash account, the amount is going to be on the debit side. All right. If the balance brought down was on the credit side, then on the trial balance there, you're going to put it on the credit side. Next, we're going to see how we close the temporal accounts. Okay. These are the expenses, contra expenses, revenue, contra revenue, right? Yes. So these accounts are found on the income statement, which is a combination of the trading account and the statement of profit or loss. So with the temporal accounts, let's say for example, this is rent. Okay, on the debit side, we have 1,000. The end of the year comes, we need to close it. So what we're going to do, we're just going to put this same 1,000 on both sides. All right. Then to close this account, because in order to close this account, we need to make the balance zero. So we're going to credit this account and say, credit it to the statement of profit or loss. All right. So I'm going to credit the same amount, 1,000. Debit minus credit, zero. So this account is closed. Then on the trial balance for the rent account, all right, you're going to put the amount on the debit side. So basically, with these temporal accounts, where the figures appear, automatically that's the side which is going to be on the trial balance. Okay. If, for example, this was the return inwards account, and let's say we have here 100, 200, and 300. So basically, where the figures appear, you just know that, okay, automatically the total is going to go on the credit side of the trial balance. So for this return inwards account, which is a contra revenue account, also for return inwards, it has to be on the debit side because it's contra revenue. Sorry, somehow it has to be on the debit side. So yeah, if we see 100, 200, and 300. So where the amounts appear, that's the side automatically which you put on the trial balance. So here 100 plus 200 plus 300, that is 600. So that 600 total is the one that's going to go on the debit side of the draw balance. And remember, to close this account, you just post to the opposite side. So in this case, we'll post to the credit side 600 here. 600 minus 600, 0.